Hey y'all. So, this is the epilogue at the end of my 52-day weight loss journey. I just wanted to get a few thoughts out as to what happened and how I feel about it. So, if you watched from the very beginning, this was only supposed to be, actually the whole thing was supposed to be one small video about me doing this on a cruise ship. I thought I could achieve this in 22 days, which was about the same amount of time as the cruise itself, because it was a very long cruise. But it ended up being 52 days total. So it took a long time. It took a long time for me to reach, for me to burn 10 pounds. Not as easy as I thought it would be. And I achieved it, although I will say, I did achieve it completely naturally. I didn't have Ozempics or anything like that. It was just eating less than what I used to and doing some workouts. That was it. I tried to keep the meals down. I was aiming for like 1,200 calories a day. I think the average was probably between 1,300 to maybe 1,400 a day. Something. I think 1,350 is a good average. I didn't put it on a spreadsheet or anything, but just from what I remember. I wouldn't say I was the healthiest doing all of this. I probably could have increased my protein. I probably could have decreased the cholesterol. I probably had way too much sugar. I didn't drink any alcohol, so that's good, although it's been over a year since I've had any. Yeah, it wasn't the healthiest way, I would say. And also, there were times when I was really doing well with the cardiovascular exercise, and then after the cruise, it just sort of shut down for the most part. I haven't really been doing much. So I'm going to try to take what I got from this experience and see if I can learn from it. Moving forward, I really want to make exercise a bigger part of my life. And as for eating less, well, I don't know if my stomach got smaller. It may have, but it didn't really bother me. I had this vision before starting the weight loss journey that I was going to be starving all the time, but that didn't really happen. I kind of got used to it, and I'd like to keep that as well. I don't know how many calories I was having before I did this. I wasn't really watching. It probably was in the 2000s, maybe the low 2000s, or I just don't know what it was. But now that I've adopted this new plan, I don't have to eat that much like I used to. I like what I see. My face has nuance again. I have cheekbones, that sort of thing. My stomach is flat. I don't have abs or anything like that, but I like that. I just checked myself out in the mirror. I can see that my stomach is flat now, and my pants, I'm gonna have to buy some new pants because they're too big. And so, yeah. But I will say the goal here was not just to be sexy, which, I am now anyway, or at least somewhat more decent than I used to look. I mean, I was looking at the original video when I started this. I reviewed it like on my prologue and on day one, and I can see the difference is pretty glaring to me. I looked bloated. My face was just a round ball. I didn't feel very good. I wasn't happy with that look. But you know, it wasn't just about, like I said, the look. I had gone in there and I typed in the BMI, and it said, you know, overweight and unhealthy. And so now I'm going to go in the BMI. Let's see, for a male, 5'6" and 149 pounds. And what it tells me here is the BMI is 24.0. It says healthy weight. That is what I was looking for at the end of all of this, to be healthy. And now I am. I'm healthy. It's been a while since, like I said, I don't even remember the last time I was in the 140s. I've been in the 150 to 160s for quite some time, maybe a few years. So I wish I could have gone back. In fact, I kind of feel like I'm going back in time. Like I put on a shirt this morning after I saw my weight, and I was like, oh, I haven't fit in this, you know, in a while, and I feel like there's possibilities in my life, and I don't know. It's really cool. It's really cool. It's emotional too. I feel really happy. Like I had just gone to Vegas and I lost a few $100s there. And I was kind of like depressed on the flight over. I was like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm losing this and the money. And then I see this and it just changes everything. It's like, yeah, I may have lost a little something here and there, but I'm winning at life. Look at this. This is something that I can control. It's not like a slot machine or something like I usually play, where it's just up to, you know, the gods or whatever. This, I could control it. You know, I feel powerful. You know, I took control of my life. I said, this is a problem, and I did everything I could for a very long time, for 52 days. It spanned from April, May, and now here on the first day of June. And it spanned multiple continents. I was in Costa Rica and Guatemala and Colombia. I was in Canada. I was in Seattle and Fort Lauderdale and Vegas and New Orleans. I spanned, you know, I traveled the world, and everywhere I went, I carried that ridiculous scale with me, because I just didn't want to give it up. I wouldn't give it up. I knew I could do it. I knew mathematically it was going to work. I just couldn't give up. I had to be persistent, and it paid off, and I won. Sorry, I won, and I'm healthy for the first time in quite some time. Sorry. It's just, there were times I thought it wouldn't work. I don't know if you watched it. I started, and right away it started working on the cruise, right? It started working. And I lost like 5 pounds right away, and then it stopped. And for a while I thought, this isn't gonna continue. I'm not gonna finish it. And it stayed at like 155 pounds, and I wasn't exercising enough, and I was slipping into my old habits. But then I refused to let it go. And sorry, and now it's finished. Now it's finished, and I did achieve it. So I'm healthy. There's nothing. This is priceless. This is wonderful. Thank you for coming on this apparently very emotional journey with me. You know, if I hadn't been making these videos, I wouldn't have done this at all. I know that. I sort of needed you, even though I posted some of these videos. Only a few people have watched it. It didn't matter. Each of you is important because I knew I had to finish this, not just for myself, but also for, my channel. And it kept me in check, and it kept me from giving up. So thank you to those of you who've watched. It's been, I couldn't have done it without you. I couldn't. I wouldn't have done it without you. So thank you. And thank you for watching this all the way through. If you watched all the episodes that came in that showed everything I did, and all of it was real and true. Like, I didn't skip anything. Like, everything I ate, every workout I did, every single thing, I showed you what I did and how I did it, and I put it on the video, and I counted every calorie. It was all there. It's a relief now that I don't really have to worry about counting anymore. I mean, I think a lot of this I'm probably going to have gotten used to. I know my system now. I still want to watch things, but I can now eat a little bit more, that sort of thing. I don't have to, because now I'm going to focus on maintaining what I have rather than losing more, because I'm healthy now. I'm healthy. So again, thank you so much for being there during this journey. And if you are also going on a journey like this, please know, just watch watch these videos and subscribe. But watch what I did, and you will see that it's not impossible. Like, it can be done. I am living proof. You can do this. And if you have any questions about it, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a biologist. I don't really know much, but I can tell you about my experiences, and I would be happy to explain to you what some of my experiences were. That's the only thing I can do. I can't tell you about your path, but I can tell you about my experiences, and hopefully it helps you on your own path if you're also trying to lose weight like this. But yeah, this is just, I didn't know I would feel this good, but I'm on top of the world, and seeing that on the scale, seeing it finally say 149, and I tested it. I moved it around, and I put something else on there, and tried to trick it and stuff, and then said, okay, let's see if this is real, and it's real. It said the same thing. So it happened. It really did. 159 pounds to 149 pounds. The duck loses 10 pounds. Absolutely incredible. Thank you again. And best wishes to you, the viewer, my subscribers, on whatever journey you're taking. I hope you can also be very, very successful too. Thank you.